People like to talk today about how one of the big problems is everyone is retreating into their own bubbles. But I think this is wrong. I think the problem is that people are not retreating into their own bubbles sufficiently. With the internet, people partially retreat into their own little bubbles. But the problem, or rather a lot of the most severe cultural problems that we're seeing today, come from the fact that people withdraw slightly into their own bubble, but they remain obsessed with everything outside of the bubble. That's the real problem. Partially in their own bubble, obsessed with the millions of nonsensical things happening outside of their bubble. Ergo, a lot of our most intense and ugly social and political problems today can be solved by people withdrawing all the more radically into their own bubbles. Stop paying attention to everything outside of the bubble. Cultivate the bubble and only the bubble. Bring trusted confidants and interesting affirmative forces into the bubble, and then never leave it. Set up interchanges with the outside, but engineer them intelligently so that only the inside of the bubble benefits. And everything bad and stupid outside of the bubble gets kept out. Note that this doesn't necessarily mean practices such as blocking other people, which often really represent a kind of obsession with the person being blocked. For instance, I don't block people on Twitter. I don't think I've ever blocked a single person on Twitter. And that's because the haters and stupid people that I encounter on Twitter, I'm so genuinely divested of any concern or interest regarding them that they're not worth the second of time it even requires me to block them. I am so withdrawn into my own bubble that I already am preemptively unaffected by their stupidity. When you're truly withdrawn into your own bubble, you want to be exposed to all of the idiocy and hatred that floats around you. It's illuminating, and it's data. It's just information. And it's always better to have more information than less information. If only everyone could retreat more radically into their own bubbles, then we might just begin to get along. From this basis, entirely new worlds could be spun. Federations of bubbles. Communities of authentic and autonomous exchange and cooperation can only be spun out from smaller bubbles that are built and cultivated in the correct way. Okay, thank you. That is my thought for this morning.